Hey, are you suffering with self-doubt right now? Well, look, if you are, believe me, I understand what an energy killer that is. And in this video, I'm going to share some of the best work I know you can do to doubt yourself less and feel lighter in yourself. And please hang around to the end because I've also got a freebie at the end, which I would love for you to take. My name's Steve, and I coach professional people like you to find ways of succeeding that come from a happier, more grounded place. For the best ideas and practices in that theme, subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit the bell so you'll get notified when new content arrives. Now, self-doubt is something a lot of professional people struggle with, and I want you to know that the work I share in this video is work I've done with myself, it's work I've done with my coaching clients, and it's work I've seen other great coaches before me do to make a significant difference in people's lives. Self-doubt exists on a continuum from absolute self-doubt to absolute rock-solid confidence. And most people operate in a narrower band, maybe somewhere in the middle. Now, it's actually healthy to have some self-doubt. I actually think it's unhealthy to be rock-sure about everything. But if you're watching this video, you're probably at the lower end of this and wanting to shift slightly to the right. And the question isn't, do I have any self-doubt? Because I think we all do. The question is, how much do you have? And are you suffering it? Number one, be compassionate with yourself. Self-doubt is normal. It's natural. We all do it. It's even healthy to a point. Don't hold yourself to perfection. Don't beat yourself up when you have self-doubt. A lot of the work we can do to change anything and experience anything as different starts with self-compassion. And this is no different. Self-compassion alone will start to make a difference. Number two, pause and make a choice. You can't necessarily control when that feeling of self-doubt comes up. But when it does, you can stop yourself going down a rabbit hole with it. This is a mindful practice that I want you to work with. Learn to notice when that feeling is coming up. And when it does, pause, stop, breathe. Give yourself a little time and space and let that feeling subside a little. It will if you pause. And then make a conscious choice about how you want to be in the next moment and exercise that choice. The key is in the pause. That's what gives you a moment to gather yourself. That's what gets you a moment to regain your presence of mind and make a conscious choice. By the way, what is your experience of self-doubt and self-confidence and moving between the two? If you're okay with sharing it, please do share it in the comments. I'd love to read it and I'll reply to as many comments as I can. Number three, see through the illusion. One of the reasons we self-doubt in the first place is because we fall for the illusion that we're the only ones who have moments of doubt and weakness, and everybody else is strong and capable and consistent. But it only looks that way because we only tend to see other people's highlights reel. We don't tend to see their full story. So if you can learn to see through the illusion that everybody's doing better, then you perhaps see that we're really not all that different. By the way, I've got a numbers game for you. If one of the things that makes you doubt yourself is looking at a social media feed and seeing things like so-and-so celebrates this success, so-and-so has landed that gig, so-and-so has completed such and such, a promoted post that tells you that lots of people are being more successful than you because they have secret knowledge that you don't have, so-and-so is proud to have won this award, so-and-so has been selected for something, another promoted post that tells you you don't know about Z yet and that might impact your future success. Well, look, those kinds of social media feeds can seem intimidating if you haven't felt much success for a while. But here's the thing. Let's say, just for sake of argument, that you were connected to 1,000 people on social media and everybody posted every time they had something to celebrate. Then what that would mean is that you should expect to see 1,000 posts celebrating something for every post that you make. So don't get overwhelmed by the fact that people are posting success. There are lots of them and only one of you. Even if it was 1,000 to 1, you would still be on a par with them. So please don't fall for the illusion that because you're seeing success post after success post, that means you're anything less. There would be a bigger ratio of their success post to yours because there's more of them. Don't get fooled by the numbers game. Number four is to change your focus. Life is rich in things that go well, things that don't go well, times when we were strong and capable, and times when we didn't feel so strong and capable. And how we feel has got a lot to do with which of those we're focusing on. if we're sorting for and focusing on the times when things didn't go well and when we didn't feel particularly strong or capable, or when somebody criticized us, then that's going to be a very different experience than if we spend time with thinking about the times we did do well, when we succeeded with something, when we were strong and capable, when people praised us. So this exercise is to spend at least as much time with that second group of experiences as with the first, and in fact more so. And if you need somebody to assist you with that, to remind you of the things that you've done well and where you're strong, then ask for them to help you. Number 5 is to see it as just a thought. One of the things I encourage people to do isn't to necessarily try and control your thoughts, because I think there's a limitation to how much you could control your thoughts anyway, especially when you're not monitoring them, but to develop a new relationship with your thoughts, to be able to see a thought as just a thought and not something that you have to go down a rabbit hole with. Now, that can be incredibly liberating, but it can also take a little bit of work and a little bit of time, and sometimes people need a guide to be able to achieve that. But it is something worth working on, to be able to become a neutral observer of your own thoughts, to be able to see them, but not to get involved with them and not to go down the rabbit hole with them. And this helps with self-doubt too. And number 6 is learn to be at peace with not knowing. Some of the most successful people I know have simply made the decision that they're going to be at peace with the fact that they don't know what the future holds. Now, that's not to say that they won't have a plan. That doesn't mean to say that they won't prepare. That doesn't mean to say that they won't think ahead. But let me quote Eisenhower to you. Eisenhower said, "In the process of doing anything, I find planning indispensable, and I find plans utterly worthless." It points at the value of thinking ahead and preparing, but it also points at the fact that we don't know how things are going to turn out. And being at peace with that, being relaxed with the idea that we don't know what's going to happen next, is actually a very liberating thing. And in many ways, it's that preparation plus being at peace with the unknown and being ready to respond to what shows up that really helps people perform. Now, to follow up on this, I've got a free guide which I would love to give you. It's a free guide to managing stressful feelings in the moment and making better decisions under pressure. And to get this free guide, all you need to do is find the link in the comments, click on that link, get your free guide. Please help yourself, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.